If it's your first time buying and you have absolutely no idea where to start, I definitely think it's in your best interest to get a realtor on your team as quickly as possible. Where do you find this realtor? You can find the realtor in a number of places. So word of mouth is always going to be one of my favorites, because your friends and family that may have recently purchased a home, you can always ask them how they liked working with their realtor, and they're going to give you the truth. They're going to give you the God honest, unfiltered truth about how they liked working with their realtor. That's always one way to start. A second way to start is realtor.com has a really good database of everybody. It's got the roster of everybody that's licensed in your area, and you can go through and you can check out profiles. And you can also look up reviews. I have a love-hate relationship with Zillow, but I will say that Zillow is a pretty good place to go and check out some real reviews on your realtors, on realtors that are in your area. So once you find a realtor that you want to entertain working with, I would recommend scheduling a phone call with them. So personally, I like to schedule, I call it a discovery call, and it's a quick 10 to 15 minute phone call just to give the buyers an opportunity to talk to me, get to understand where they're at in the process. And from there, the realtor will tell you what the next step is. It really depends on where you're at in the process. For example, sometimes I have buyers that come to me and they are on a super tight time limit. They're in crunch time. Typically, I like to go into the consultation first, but if we're crunched for time, I'm actually gonna send them the application first. And that's another conversation that has to be had. Do you already have a preferred lender that you're working with, or would you like their assistance with that? The realtor is going to be able to assist you with that if you don't have anybody. As far as what you need to bring to that consultation, that's really based on the realtor. Typically, I allow the lender to collect all of your information. For example, your W-2s, your pay stubs, bank statements, and IDs. I typically allow my lenders to do that. However, there are some realtors that go ahead and do that for the lenders to make it, you know, I guess a little more quick or efficient. There's also some realtors that have a lender in-house in their office, and so they might ask you to bring those documents during that first consultation. Picking a lender is interesting because we're borrowing money, right? And so it seems like the best answer would be just go with whoever is giving you the best rate. However, something that a lot of lenders that are trying to earn your business won't hound you on the way that a realtor will is whatever interest rate you are initially pre-qualified for is not locked in. You do not get locked into an interest rate until you are under contract, meaning that both you and the seller have agreed to a purchase. You have a purchase agreement in place. At that point, you can get locked into an interest rate. So it's really difficult for a lender to compete with another lender interest rate wise until you are actually under agreement. I will say that if you're working with a reputable realtor in your area and they have a preferred lender, there is a reason that that lender is their preferred lender. It's illegal for us to get kickbacks as realtors from lenders, meaning we're not getting paid off of sending our clients to the lender. If I'm sending my client to a specific lender, it's because I trust that lender to get the job done, not to overpromise and underdeliver, and just basically do what they said that they're gonna do and do what's best for my client. The difference between a good realtor and a great realtor, in my opinion, is, for one, I think a realtor that loves their job is going to pour into their education, their business, and their clients a little differently than somebody that is simply working this position for a paycheck. And I guess that pertains to most any other career, right? Or job. If you don't love your job, you're gonna maybe just do the bare minimum. That's definitely one thing to look for is, does your realtor actually enjoy what they're doing, or are they just looking for a paycheck? And then, like I said, you're going to be able to see it in what they're pouring into and what they're consuming. So I've mentioned this before. I've been a licensed realtor for 10 years now. And I love what I do, like genuinely love what I do. I'm so happy that I made this career switch when I did. And something that I notice is that it doesn't pain me to go to continued education courses. Like I'm always learning. I'm always trying to learn about the market, about new technology, new loan programs, just anything that's going to help my business, but more so help the client, because the more I know, the more I'm able to share with my clients. You definitely want to work with a realtor that has integrity. And that goes for your entire team. You know, work with a lender that has integrity, work with a realtor that has integrity. You don't want to be doing things outside of the boundaries of what's lawful and what's not lawful. These are legal binding contracts, and there are very real consequences if you lie on your application, if you lie on the contract, if you're doing shady things. They're punishable by, you know, fines and jail time. So you definitely want to work with a realtor that has integrity. If you are shopping in El Paso or the surrounding areas, why should you choose me? I love what I do. I love what I do. I enjoy working with clients and everything that I just mentioned. Like I just enjoy it. I really do enjoy it, and I put my best foot forward, and I pride myself in having the utmost integrity and the highest standards. But you don't have to take my word for it. I actually have a client that I'm working with that just finished her consultation a couple of weeks ago, and she's in the process of getting qualified for her first purchase. So how about let's go talk with her and see what she thinks.
One of the preconceptions that I had before coming to the consultation is that you have to have money immediately right away, or you had to pay for the consultation. And sometimes that steers me away because I'm like, oh, I'm not about to pay for no consultation. Consultations should be free, in my opinion. And then another one, like, do you know how you had to get pre-approved for applications? Mm-hmm. I thought that you also had to pay for that also, but it was free for me. And where I'm at in the process is that I did get pre-approved for application, and that was really, really unexpected for me because I know that there's debt that I have to pay off, but I already know my goals in order to buy a house. And with you, mm-hmm. what really helped me a lot is that we came up with a timeline of like, this is when we should start looking at this time, and this is when we should get at this time, and how long it'll take to build, because I am in a lease currently with my apartment. And I don't know, you just really truly helped me figure out like, this is how we can go about things. At the same time, save up money, so before going to buy a house, I already have it prepared, mm-hmm. and then pay off basically just almost as much as my debt, so I don't have to worry about that when it comes to buying the house.
Very cool. You mentioned that you don't have to pay for the application. So we did talk about lenders briefly before. To be fair, some lenders do charge you for that application. Some lenders will charge you for the credit pool, but my preferred lenders don't.
No. Which is really great for me because I was like, I ain't trying to pay $100.
Yeah. When we were talking during the consultation, it seemed like you felt unready, but based off what you were telling me, I remember, I think I even said, you probably are going to qualify. Like it sounds like you're ready, but obviously we have to work with your timeline of your lease. And so what would you say to anybody that thinks that they're reaching out too early?
What would I say to anyone who thinks that they're starting too early or reaching out too early? Honestly, there's no such thing as reaching out too early or starting too early. And the reason I say that is because us as human beings, we want to say, oh, I have to be ready. I have to be ready. I need to have this much money. I need to do all this stuff and prepare it. But honestly, as we live, you have to just go for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it and see what comes out. Because what's the worst that can happen is me being told no and being told the things that I need to have ready. But with Denise, I don't know. She really helped me out because I really was like, I don't know if I should do this. I'm scared. Like, I'm nervous. You know, I really was nervous. But it's okay. Like, take that leap of faith and just be open-minded and be willing to hear what you're being taught and just listen to what a realtor has to say. And there's realtors who really do care and want to help you out because this is their passion and they care about you and making sure that you get the home that you want to get, and making sure that not only with you, we also talked about like making smart investments. And that's really important to me, is like you want to make sure that you're also building up your future for yourself too.
What about for the people that are scared to do a consultation because they think that I'm going to sell them on something?
Okay, I will say, don't be scared, because one thing about me is if you're selling me or you come up to me like, oh, you're trying to sell me something directly, I'm gonna immediately, you lose my interest like 100%. I had the question that I thought you were gonna sell to me, like want to be like, oh, well, you should buy this and buy that, but you really aren't like that. Like, you were just there to answer all the questions that I had and just educate me on stuff that I never really knew about. So don't get pushed away. Like, seriously, Denise doesn't go out your way to be like, oh, let me do this for you or let me earn money. That's not how she does. Like, she's there to answer all the questions that you need and just to reassure you that she's here with you each and every single step of the way.
Yeah, cool. I love that. And that's really the goal. Like, the consultation, I always say it's information and it's to get you started on that journey. If you do want to buy or sell, to make that consultation informative, no pressure. However, there is an end goal. You know, if you want to buy or you want to sell, like, the end goal is to get there. But I really want you to feel like we're on your timeline. It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. And your timeline, we're 10 months out.
Yeah.
So we're 10 months out from when we're anticipating to, God willing, be closing. But personally, I think it's the perfect timeline to reach out.
Yes, it really is, because for me, I know that there's goals that I want to set in the future, and it's never too early. I don't know. It's just never too early to buy a house. And now, like, thinking about that, you know, people expect like, oh, I need to go buy it immediately or I need to be ready immediately. But no, like, you helped me. You were like, okay, well, these are your goals. This is the timeline that we expect. This is when your lease ends. So you gave me that reassurance of like, it's okay if it takes that long. So I really am very grateful for that, because I thought I had to have everything ready immediately. And I was like, I know I don't have it immediately ready. So yeah.
Cool. Do you have a clear understanding now of what you need to do between today and month 10?
Yes, I do have a very clear understanding of what I need to do. Like, how much I need to save and be prepared, ready, what we need to buy for when it comes to buying the house. Because you're not just solely buying a house. There's other things that come with buying the house, you know. So I know that I have to save a good amount of money before when it comes to it. And I know I will reach the goal at a certain time, and then paying off the debt that I want to pay off. So 100% yes. I will say one thing about me is I'm very truthful and very honest. So if somebody like is trying to sell me or I feel like is wasting my time, like, I would immediately go about my day. But with Denise, like, she didn't make me feel that way. So I really truly recommend, one, it's free. So if it's a free consultation, take it, because why not? Even whether you do choose her to be a realtor or not, she will give you a lot of information that I really was like, wow, I didn't know about. So I really do recommend like Denise. So I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
What I know to do moving forward from this 10-month process until me getting a home is that after the consultation, Denise has sent me an application to get pre-approved, to know if I were going to get pre-approved or how much money I would get pre-approved for it. And then I filled out all that information, and they ask you for a couple of things like your statements, and for me in the military, like my VA stuff. So I sent that information. And then the next step was waiting for them to see if I did get pre-approved, and I did. So they gave me the exact number that I can use moving forward to buy a house. So with these steps is that knowing that I have to save a specific amount of money moving forward and to reach that goal before I go out seeking houses. And also window shopping at the same time to know, all right, what is it that I really want? What options are out there? And asking Denise, you know, for that information. And then also knowing that another step is I have to pay off the debt. I want to pay off the debt because I don't want to have two separate debts. Knowing that coming with a house, it comes with responsibilities. Knowing that I have to pay off specific debts, and just also saving more money, because when you buy a house, you have to buy all your more new things, appliances, furniture, and it's just stuff like that. And preparing myself for how much later down the road, how many years I'm going to be doing to pay off the house, and what I want to do moving forward. I am 25 years old, and it's never too late to start to look into buying a home. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're 20, whether you're 60, like, please, by all means, just go buy a house, because it's a really good investment. And I really wish I would have done it sooner, because I would have probably had like 3 houses by now. But just go for it, seriously. Why continuously rent each month when you could pay off a house at a certain amount of years, God willing, for however fast you're willing to pay it off, and just have that investment building equity moving forward.
Yeah. And especially you being in the military, I know you mentioned it, but like my military personnel, you all move cities so often.
Yeah.
Like you can buy a house in one city, you can own it, you can rent it, and then buy another one when you move to your next PCS station, right?
Yeah.
And now you have an investment property sitting in a city, and then you can basically copy and paste that. And I think that's what you
Yes.
mean by like, I could have done this sooner.
Yes, 100%. I really wish I could have done that, because you're just building up investments, building up that money. So that's really what I was talking about. But it's okay.
It's okay. We're here now,
Yeah.
and we're gonna move forward. And you still have a lot of time. You're still very young.
So I'm excited. I really am. So book your first consultation.
What she said.